It's 94.7 FM Blair Radio and our nonprofit news brought to us by RVR Bank. And we want to say thank you to them for being a part of our broadcasts. Today, we're going to talk with the other Kelly Richards, with Kindness Kits in the Blair Healing Rooms from right here on Dana campus currently. And so thank you for coming in and talking to us today.
Absolutely. Thank you for having me.
So we have been into Kindness Kits for about a year, but there's still a lot of people who don't know exactly what they are, what's going on. So just kind of explain a little bit to us. Where did it come from? What is it?
Okay. Well, Kindness Kits is a program where we give free hygiene kits to nonprofits, schools, other organizations that they can distribute to their patrons. So it really came about because I was on a phone call with other agencies here in Blair, and there was a need noted at the school, at Blair Public Schools, and I was flabbergasted because I didn't realize that there would be a need here in Blair. So I asked a few questions at the end of the call to some of the other organizations represented, and they said, yes, there truly was a need for hygiene products. Because I have not needed them, the support, I didn't realize that food stamps, now the SNAP program or EBT, you couldn't buy hygiene products with that. Never knew that. And when I talk to people, they also are surprised. Some people are like, well, of course. But there are many people that didn't realize that, including me. So what we started out to do was support the school. And then we figured, well, if Blair needs it, there are others. So we started with the schools, went to the pantries, approached the schools in Washington County, and then started to approach the schools around us.
Right. And not only schools, but like police departments, libraries, places where, whether, for example, library is a public place during the summer, a lot of homeless individuals like to go to be able to have a shelter during the day. These are places out there that there's a need that, well, we don't want to admit our communities have these needs, but there is, in fact, a need out there. And at this point in time, we've been able to provide for the schools, but we're also looking at, well, how do you provide for those families in need through the schools during the summer when there is no school?
Absolutely. And that was one of our volunteers actually brought that up and said, hey, pretty soon school is going to be out. So how are we going to provide for the students at that point? Do our schools have a summer lunch program that we could get the kits out there? Or do we need to stock up and get a whole slew of kits out before the end of the school year? And so we've started making phone calls to the different schools. Now we're serving currently 9 counties, on our way to 20. And we started getting phone calls, and they hadn't really thought that far ahead yet. So we don't yet know if we need to have a bunch of kits come March. Actually, right. It's March now, so come May 1st. Yeah. Or if we're going to be able to do this in a methodical manner throughout the summer. And it's pretty much going to be probably school to school, county to county.
Yeah.
And, I brought today
several different versions of the kits.
Our most popular versions for the schools would be feminine hygiene, or some people will call them period packs, and then anything for personal care. So the shampoo, the soaps, the deodorant, toothbrush, toothpaste, etc. These are our most popular. So these are the ones we're thinking will go out this summer. But if we have to give them out at the end of the school year, and we only get to see the student once, or that school only gets to see the student once, do we then upgrade these and make these full-size products?
Right.
So there's a couple, and do we end up for our those menstruating, do we end up needing to give them 3 kits, or do we need to give just boxes? All these things are happening right now, and of course we were already expanding into more communities, so we're just trying to figure out which end is up.
Well, and in all actuality, this is just the beginning of the second year of this program.
True.
So there's been a lot to learn over the past year. So the first year, from December to December of last year, gave away quite a few items.
We gave away 19,000 items starting in January through December 31st. And that doesn't sound like a lot. It might sound like a lot to some, but it's, you have to put it in comparison. In the first quarter, so the first 3 months this year, we've had requests and given away almost 10,000 items. We actually have had requests that will go into this month of April. We've actually had requests for like 11,000 items in the first 4 months. So compare that to 19,000 and you can see we are growing.
Yeah.
And that's not just by going into new communities. A lot of that is we're getting a lot of schools and pantries calling us back. Right. And that truly is the model we want. If they're waiting longer, if we have to call them, because there's only so many hours in a day.
Right.
But if they know that they have a need and they call us, then we can work them in a lot faster.
And the other side of the coin is go to the food pantries. Don't double up or make it more difficult. You go to the places where people are of need are already going.
Absolutely. Why in the world would I want to cause someone who is in need to have to make another stop?
Right.
Especially with the fact that we are not right next door to the pantry right now. And we are certainly not right next door to the pantry in Harrison County or in some of these other counties we serve. So by getting it out to the communities, including the unique places like you mentioned, the libraries, it really helps to serve them right where they are.
Yeah. And with that, what do you feel would be a driving factor into why this is such a need all of a sudden? Or it's always been a need, we just are now realizing it?
A little bit of both. And here's why I say that. Talking to some school nurses in Iowa, I found out that they had received product from manufacturers in, let's say 5 years ago. They actually did tell me it was about 5 years ago they received soaps and things from manufacturers, and they are running out now. And they cannot reapply for those same benefits. They tried, and perhaps they are going into larger population bases. I don't know. I'm not going to even try to figure that one out. But the supplies that the schools had are running low. But not only that, there's this thing called inflation out there. I don't know about you, but my food bill's bigger. And when food bills go up, inflation comes, and electricity goes up. All kinds of bills are going up, but you're still trying to provide for your family the basics. And so you have to make the decision which bill, and this is something I've had to do recently, which bill gets paid today.
Right.
And sometimes the bill that doesn't get paid is the one that you end up getting a phone call from the school later on saying, we have a problem, your child is not clean.
Right.
And I know those calls go out because I know someone who received one.
Yeah. And so these products are here to be able to give out, but in order to be able to give those products,
we need help.
You need support.
Well, yes, we need support. There's multiple ways that people can support us. We have packing parties. We absolutely love More Hands gets these items packed together into little kits so much faster. But we also need the product to go into those kits. So we've had organizations that will do a fundraiser for us. They have collected product for us. They have written us checks so that we can go and purchase the products ourselves. We have the ability for anyone to go out and text KINDKIT, KINDKIT, to 44321, and they can give right there. So there's all kinds of ways that you can help us. We had someone give us, and actually we'll call them out, the Humane Society gave us some bags that they could not use themselves. Well, we're using them so that we don't have to purchase bags for our household helps. There's some other organizations that have given cases of deodorant. There's some organizations that have, again, just given checks, and we appreciate it. One organization asked us, would you rather have cash or would you rather have product? And my truthful answer was, what's your buying power?
Yeah.
If you can purchase product wholesale at a better price than I can, then you just let me know and I'll tell you what would be great to have. Right. But if it's easier for you, a donation of $5, $10 online, a donation of $5,000 online works well also.
Well, and that's the thing is with the way this is ramping up, yeah, it is going to need a lot of help, a lot of support. Like you said, we last year 19,000 total. We're already in the 11,000 range right now.
Right.
And so that just means with the first 3 months in the books, we're looking at tripling last year.
At least, because we're not looking at back to school events yet.
Yeah.
And we are doing Pack the Park again. As long as the funds are there, we're doing it.
Yeah.
And we know the funds will be there.
Yeah. So if somebody wants to learn more or be able to give or to volunteer, there's a couple places you can go, right?
That's right. Then go out to the website. Good beginning place because it'll teach you a little bit about who we are. Kindnesskits.info, I-N-F-O. Kindnesskits.info is the website. info@kindnesskits.info is the email address.
Okay.
And then we do have a phone number, 402-533-3356. That was a phone number used by someone else, so don't be surprised if it was one of your friends. It is now the Kindness Kit phone number, 402-533-3356.
And also invite you to come in and take a look at the operation, because if you want to give and want to make sure that it's going, we're open to have you come in and be able to see,
Absolutely.
to be able to be a part of it in that way too.
Absolutely. Just realize that our storeroom is a working storeroom. And so you could end up coming in and we will be packing kits at that time. But that just tells you that we don't want things to stay on our shelves.
Right.
We really want to move them through. We started with Washington County and Harrison County because they are right across the river. And we are now targeting schools and communities within about a 55 to 60 mile radius. So, and that's why that gives us about the 20 communities, the 20 counties that we want to serve. But we have to start with our own communities.
And this is really focusing on more rural areas.
Oh,
because
absolutely.
Omaha has not that they have plenty, because there's a lot of need there, but they have individuals focused or groups focused on that. Lincoln has groups focused on that. And so it is to serve those surrounding areas that don't qualify for those metropolitan areas.
And I'm really glad you brought that up. You and I obviously have worked together before. This is, I mean, we kind of came up with this together. Yes, I went to the meeting, but we talked about it before we ever launched Kindness Kits. And you and I talked about the fact that we really wanted to support the rural communities, not only with Kindness Kits, but with everything else we do.
Right.
So, yes, you will find Douglas County is supported, but the organizations we support in Douglas County are less likely to have the support of some of the major funders in that area.
Right.
So we will support the school DC West. There are a few organizations, but we're selective in who we take because there are other resources available. It's when you get out into the rural areas, which is why we go further than just Washington County, that they don't feel like they have the support. And so you call up to Monona County, you call up to call out west to David City, and you'll find out that they would really like some help.
Yeah. And it's these rural communities that don't have the direct access of support for a lot of resources. So again, if you want to learn more, you want to be involved, you want to, find out about it or to be able to share it with somebody else, Facebook, there's Kindness Kits Blair.
Actually, we've changed it now to Kindness Kits Info to keep it consistent.
Okay, Kindness Kits Info. That's and then Kindness Kits
dot info
is the website.
And
So-
info at Kindness Kits. We are so into the over and over. Repeat.
Yeah.
Info at kindnesskits.info. And those calls will come, the phone calls, the cell phone, the emails all come to a cell that I carry. And we'll pass it off to someone else if I'm not able to.
And so again, the thing to remember is there is a need, whether you realize it or not. It is something that we can go and help our neighbors, because I've said this in other aspects when talking to like the food pantry. Let's all get together, help our friends, help our neighbors, because at some point in time, they'll turn around and help us, because you never know when you might be in that need.
Well, and some of those neighbors right now are young. And I don't know about you, but we're getting older.
Yeah.
And we might need those young people in a couple of years.
And so again, let's work together to be able to help support our friends, our families. Again, to learn about Kindness Kits, it is kindnesskits.info or email info@kindnesskits.info, or go to our Facebook page, Kindness Kids Info.
Well, hey, at least it's consistent.
Yeah, trying to keep it going. Well, thank you for coming in and letting us know. Next time, we'll do more information about this. If you have specific needs, let's go ahead and talk about what you do have in the warehouse and what is necessary to complete those kits, because I know we're going to start getting information from the schools of what's necessary. So
Yep.
let's keep this going. And again, thank you to the communities that support us, and places like Cargill who've stepped up.
Cargill stepped up, and we've had Dollar General step up in the past. The First Baptist Church has stepped up.
Yeah.
Heartland Dental, as well as Family Dental Center.
And so if
So
you,
yeah, there's some really, we're
Yeah.
really thankful for all those sponsors. And I hope that when we go and say, hey, these are the needs we have next time, we'll be able to mention your business name too.
yeah. So again, find out more information, follow along, and click on the link on our Facebook page. We will link it right on over. Thank you again for coming in and
Thank you.
talking about this need.
Thank you.